showcase a couple of dogs.
Okay. Okay,
Again?
start over? Okay, start
right.
over.
You messed it up.
I
Is
messed
his
it up.
microphone on?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Paw Pals TV. My name's Tony. I'm with the City of Fort Worth. I'm here with Kat and Kay, and I don't know how we got Kat and Kay. Tony doesn't start with a K, so
KTK.
I'm a little odd one out here.
We'll change it.
So we've had our previous conversations, and if those of you who've been tuned in or watching have seen our previous conversation about all the exciting things that are going on here in the City of Fort Worth.
And it is exciting.
So one of the things we wanted to do is showcase the dog. And so right here we have Baymax. He is an 8-year-old mix. He is heartworm positive. And he is the biggest love bug. And so he's the sweetest dog. He's good with other animals. He's good with people. And as you can tell, he really, really loves Kay. So he didn't want to kiss Kay, but that's okay. So not all dogs are kissers. So, but he evidently smells what Kay had for lunch, but it's all right.
What happened to his ears?
Then someone unfortunately cut his ears off before he got to us. He's been with us for a little time. He's obviously named Baymax after the character in the Disney film Big Hero 6.
He is wonderful. Look at him. He's so calm. He's watching the camera.
Yes, and no, he's actually wanting to know why Kay quit petting him. But anyway, so. And that leads me to another thing that we really wanted to talk about. So, unlike some locations, the City of Fort Worth, through a generous donation from Petco, is doing the initial treatment for heartworm. So, for our shelter dogs only, not for the public.
Okay.
So, what it is that all heartworm treatments, regardless of whether you're using slow kill or fast kill, start out with the initial treatment of doxycycline. So, it's 30 days of doxycycline. And our dogs that are heartworm positive, whether they go to adoption or rescue or foster, are all getting the 30 days of doxycycline treatment and getting the initial treatment for heartworm. So we're concerned about the dogs here. Our focus is the dogs, and our focus is on the dog's health. And so we were able to get this grant. We were able to at least start the heartworm treatment on all of them and get them on a road to health and a longer life. They're also getting the heartworm preventative. So this grant also paid for heartworm prevention. So all our dogs are getting heartworm prevention every month.
I love that. That makes a big difference to a rescue, correct?
It does help the rescues not to be worried about, because there's places that they get tested, but they may be in a facility for 4 or 5 months. And in between that 4 or 5 months with no preventatives, where we have to retest them because we don't have any record of preventatives given.
And even when you're transporting, they have to.
Oh, they have to be all heartworm negative before they get on the transport.
And that's what people need to realize too. I mean, we're what did you call it? Foster to transport. Okay, that is a big part whenever I'm looking at trying to get a dog out of of an area, and then the fact that I hate for her to get. She's already transporting for us in some situations, just taking dogs to safety. The last thing I want to do is give her one more thing, so which is the heartworm, whether they're positive or negative.
Well, the USDA law, they ain't getting on that truck and trailer.
Right.
If they're transported out of Texas, that is transported illegally.
Okay, and here in Texas, I'm sorry, but this is humid weather. Heartworm is kind of a problem.
Yeah, transmitted by mosquitoes. Texas has lots of mosquitoes. It's endemic in the dogs. So, it exists and it is here, and we know it's here. And so we're trying to do what's best for the dogs. We're going to put them on prevention, and then obviously we test every dog that is old enough to test, because it doesn't really you can't really test puppies.
Yeah.
And so we test them on intake, so we know whether or not they're, we even send it out to a lab for testing.
Well, I was going to say, you're one of the few shelters that do the quick drop of the blood, but then you also send it to a lab to have confirmation of that.
Well, it's actually backwards. We do lab for total confirmation and testing, and then we'll do the quick drop of blood only when the dog is leaving and we don't have a result back from the lab. But usually it's about a day turnaround on the lab, but sometimes dogs need to get out really quickly, so we'll go ahead and use the snap test as well.
Well, let me ask you this. If somebody wants to adopt Baymax, how much is the adoption?
Because Baymax has been here for a little while, our typical adoption is going to be $49. But
Okay.
if a rescue wants Baymax, I mean, obviously we don't charge rescues for the rescues because they are going to a nonprofit organization.
Right.
But $49 adoption, we tend to run adoption specials, and if the dog has been here for a while, sometimes we'll go ahead and knock down the price half price. So if anybody wants to adopt Baymax today and is watching, and they're local, obviously, because we don't have the ability to ship dogs anywhere.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to offer a half-price adoption on
That's awesome.
Baymax, so that'd be $24.50.
Okay. And again, how old is he?
He's about 8.
8. Okay. So he's a calm baby.
Oh, and it's free to active duty military personnel and veterans
Yay!
as well. So if you're
I love
active duty
that.
military or a veteran, the adoption's free anyway.
Okay, you're totally impressing me. Why don't we get the other puppy in here real quick? Okay, and he seems to get along just fine. Usually we separate the dogs. Baymax is like, hey, look, I got a friend. Okay, so who's this baby?
This is Freckles, and
Hi,
obviously you can
Freckles.
look at Freckles and see why we call Freckles Freckles.
Oh, he does. He has
And
freckles.
he's about 5 or 6, and he's good. He's not sure what the camera looks like, and nor is he necessarily sure about Kay, but he's a good dog,
like the baby.
and he's been here for a while. And obviously he's wagging his tail. Kay doesn't want to pose for the camera.
He's got to sit up there. Good boy.
There
My
we go,
sweetheart.
Freckles. Good dog. So
Freckles is a cutie.
now this is Freckles, and he's heartworm positive also. So,
Okay.
but
So,
like
but
I
he's getting
said,
treatment.
They're all getting the doxycycline treatment, and then of course they're getting the heartworm preventative as well, because that's a component to the treatment as well.
Wow. Okay, so I have to tell you, I'm very impressed with your programs. I don't think I've seen this type of program, or actually a shelter that's covering so many areas. You guys are doing the health, the heartworm in partnership with what you said, Petco. You're doing the community outreach. You've got so many things going on. You're doing the foster program.
And we have a partnership with PetSmart Charities as well. We actually have 2 adoption centers inside of 2 PetSmart stores in Fort Worth. The PetSmart at Heritage Trace has Fort Worth dogs in the back of their PetSmart building.
Okay.
And it's open whenever PetSmart's open, essentially, from 11 to 8 o'clock. And they've got dogs and cats. And then at the PetSmart Hewlin, we have another adoption center as well. So where there's Fort Worth employees inside another business. And it's one of our great public-private partnerships. Just
Okay.
like our medical treatment ward for the dogs is another great public-private partnership, because that entire building was built on donations, and all the equipment was provided by donations. Now, as far as great things going on at the shelter, and we have a very good director in Fort Worth who's concerned about animals, even though we're part of the co-compliance department.
Okay.
Our co-compliance director, Brandon Bennett, adopted a dog out of the shelter that was essentially on death row, and his picture's over there on the wall. Is Henry, he's the black lab over there.
Oh.
Henry is fat and happy and basically sleeps with Brandon every day, and so we have a director that loves dogs.
That makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Another big difference is that our assistant director is Dr. Timothy Morton. So he's a veterinarian, he's a businessman, and he also has really good ideas, and he really loves animals. And so the big turnaround in our shelter and everything started with Brandon and then continued in a great way with Dr. Morton.
Okay.
So we're really happy to have
All
him.
of us animal lovers are creating a $70 billion industry.
Yep.
Okay? The wedding industry, which we were talking about all my marriages, $32 billion. Okay?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at even like organic, and I'm organic, gluten, soy, GMO free, we're looking at $45 billion, and the animal industry went from 62 to 70 within a year. This is the fastest growing industry because of people like us that are animal lovers, that are trying to find solutions.
And we're trying to buy what we think is best for our dogs. We're trying to treat our dogs and cats, and trying to treat them as well. So that doesn't surprise me at all that it's such a huge industry.
But and I think that people need to pay attention to it, because we are, we're actually a really good demographic. We tend to be a lot more loyal. They said that never trust anyone that doesn't have dog hair or cat hair on them. Okay, I think that.
Well, then I'm ultimately trustworthy, because even though I used a lint roller before we came out, I still
it doesn't. Yeah, usually I'm covered in it, but this makes a big difference. Now, who's this baby?
This is 1-year-old Chuck.
I
This
like
is
Chuck.
1-year-old Chuck, and Chuck is a little frightened of the camera, and he's not necessarily certain. So, did they mention whether or not he was heartworm negative?
He's negative.
He's negative.
Good.
And Chuck is available for adoption, and evidently Chuck really likes laps, and so he's just afraid of the camera. So
It's the lights.
it's the lights, and so he's going to hide. So. But again, we have lots of animals. We have about 600 animals here
That's
every
shocking.
single day.
Shocking.
And including here in PetSmart. So
Wow.
we rely primarily on adoptions, rescue, and transport to get the animals out of here alive. And we want to get all healthy, adoptable, and even ones with minor medical issues out of here in a happy home and with somebody so they be loved and cared for.
Okay, so we're looking at $45 adoption fees,
49.
$49 for dogs. What about cats?
Cats are 25.
Okay.
I hope I said that right.
If not, everybody's going to quote you. So, and then they're coming with, they've got their microchip when they leave here. They've got, they're vetted, and they're either spayed or neutered.
Right, and they got all their vaccines, age-appropriate vaccines as
very
well.
affordable.
As well as dewormed.
Okay.
And most importantly, the microchip. And the microchip's a big thing because I recommend microchipping to anybody. If your
I agree.
dog gets lost, instead of
My biggest fear.
trying to
My
keep
biggest fear.
the tags on the collar, which
Yeah.
are always
going to
coming
come off. Yeah.
Microchips right between the shoulder blades. All our officers carry scanners out in the field. Most veterinary clinics have them. I even know a few private citizens that have their own microchip scanners.
Well, let me ask
'cause
you,
they're
if
dedicated to
somebody
getting
like
home.
me who's moved a couple of times and I've lost, can they come re-register here as well?
Well, they have to do that with the chip companies. And
Okay.
so they're going to need, and I strongly recommend anybody who's moved or changed phone numbers, that they
contact.
register with the company that their chip's from. So,
Okay.
find their paperwork or maybe get a scan because you can actually scan and tell which chip it actually is. And then call those companies with your chip number and update your information.
Okay.
So that's very important because oftentimes we'll find microchipped animals and we can't find their owners anymore
too.
because
Mine
the
too.
person did not update their information.
I
Kat.
did that. I just got it done in Tyler.
And,
Yeah.
and microchips are a great thing. Here a few months ago, we reunited a stolen Yorkie. The lady was in Kansas City, I believe it's Kansas City, and her dog, we called on the chip. The company contacted her, and she said, well, my dog was stolen. And then we had some volunteers that helped get the transport back to the
Oh,
dog.
my
So even
Lord.
a dog as far away as Kansas City from here was reunited with their owner because
that
of
happens
a
a lot.
microchip. And we've had that with cats, too.
Yeah.
Here a while back, last year, we had a cat that had been missing for 2 years.
Wow.
Obviously, he moved in with somebody else, was
Yeah.
living with somebody else, but the cat ended up here, and we called on the microchip, and it was the original owner, and the original owner was happy to have their cat back.
Oh, and it makes such,
Hey,
such
you
a big
match my
difference.
pants.
I know. It makes such a big difference. I know that both of mine, I had to get them re-registered. Just one was out of date, and another one, I never even registered. It was still to the vet clinic and I'm in the business. So you get busy and then things happen, but that is one of my biggest fear.
Yeah,
is
it's important to
losing them.
always update your information and to make sure that we can get your dog home to you.
Okay. So, Kay, how many dogs are we saving this week? No, just playing. I'm putting her on the spot. Don't you love it? This is why I love you. But one of the things that one of the things that Kay does that I absolutely love and that I've actually filmed is footage of her tagging and saving the ones that she knows may not have an out. So I love her. I'm hoping that we're going to do a lot more.
We like K2. And
Isn't that nice?
And it's really an open invitation to any of the other rescues that are out there. Right now, our rescue numbers are down a little bit. And so I would invite any of the rescues, local or otherwise, come and check out Fort Worth. Our dogs are important. We love our dogs.
Yeah.
Our dogs need a home, that we would like them to get out of the shelter. We know that a rescue or a loving home is going to be better than the shelter, even though the shelter's not a bad place because they get playtime every day.
Yeah.
We're using a high
But
quality
it's not
dog
home,
food
it's not a
now,
family.
but it's not a home. And so any of the rescues out there, contact us. We'll be more than happy to, have you fill out the application, get your paperwork, and more than happy to arrange for you to get the dogs. And you remember, our dogs are for the most part coming vaccinated, dewormed, and
I think that as people, and I've been traveling all over the state
Mm-hmm.
of Texas, if I want another dog, I know that, I don't have to live here in Fort Worth to adopt one,
no, of course not.
okay? But you guys are doing so much that it kind of makes me want to be a part of it. Because it's
Well,
a
you're welcome.
solution.
I'll have you fill
I
out the
know,
volunteer
I
application.
know.
I need volunteers and no media, so you're welcome to come
I
be a
love
volunteer.
it. You guys are,
And one of the things, if somebody out of state wants to adopt a dog, you have local rescue partners that you can say, hey, we have an adopter, can you guys coordinate? Because
And if we can, and it's all availability of time and transport, and then oftentimes if someone is adopting out of state, they're going to have to pay for the transport fee themselves,
but it's still worth it. I mean,
if there's a partner that's willing to help them, then, and we can arrange it, then we're good with that. It's just very difficult to arrange out of state adoptions sometimes, and so, but there's lots of people here locally. We've got about 7 million people in the market. And come check out Fort Worth. We're doing a lot of great things. It's a great shelter. We like our little shelter here. And we'd like to find you a, forever friend, spelled, of course, with F-U-R, for forever fur. It's a forever friend. And we'd like you to come and check us out and check one of our 3 locations, either the PetSmart Alliance, PetSmart Hewlin, or here at the shelter on Martin Street in Fort Worth. And we'll do our best to help you find a dog and or a cat, or the occasional guinea pig, rabbit, depending on what we have in stock. So.
yeah. Well, can I tell you that as I've traveled around and I have my favorite shelters. Why lie to you? I do. Because I feel, honestly, because I feel like everyone is working toward, everyone's working toward solutions. But I congratulate you guys. This is really nice, and I hope that I can come back more often.
Well, you're
because
always welcome.
I want to talk about different programs and different things that are going on. If you have an event coming up, invite me.
Well, we appreciate you coming out today, and we appreciate all the hard work that your crew has done, and you're more than welcome anytime.
Oh, I love it, and I thank you for Kay for really. I mean, she called me up and said, we got to go to Fort Worth, and I was like, let's do it. You guys were my first film by myself, so this is sort of like a full circle for me. But I want to be involved in the event. I'd love nothing more. And maybe even do some partnership type stuff with third-party sponsors. I'm a marketing strategist. I'm not a nonprofit.
I will
put me to work out there.
I will have you fill out a volunteer application, and we accept volunteer applications for anybody who lives locally. And so you can go on our website and sign up to be a volunteer, because really we can't do this all without our foster volunteers,
Oh, no, you figured it
our
out.
regular volunteers, and then our rescues are coming in and volunteering their time.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate all that. We appreciate you coming out, and I'll sign you up as a volunteer. You can come help out.
Okay. I hope you guys enjoy this. I certainly did. I love it. I've just been sitting here and letting him talk because there's just so much going on in this shelter as far as creating solutions that I feel at ease about it. It's a strange thing. I think it's just an animal lover knowing that, okay, good, one more city that's got it, their stuff together. I can add you to my list of my top 3. So
all right,
this
I made it into the top 3 on the
this
first
is,
meeting.
yeah,
I'm good.
this is awesome. I mean, this is awesome. I love it. I'm in shock. I want to pull as much, and I'm going to copy some of your stuff and give it to somebody else.
Well, sure.
Okay,
None of it's patented.
Yeah.
If we can help a dog anywhere just by helping other agencies, more than willing to do that.
I love it. I wish that we would get to a point where not so many of our dogs had to leave the state, but I'm glad that they do go there. But I'm also glad that you're making it easy for people to keep their dogs here. And their animals here, and I see that. Yeah. So I really appreciate that. It makes me feel so much better. Ginger, you're going to come here real quick, okay? Every time somebody tells me that I want to go on camera, it's like something inside of me, okay? So tell me what you do, Ginger.
I am the rescue coordinator here at the shelter.
So if people want to contact you about any of these dogs, they can contact you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and we can give them his private cell. So they can contact, that's great. Now, what number do they call again?
We have a hotline. It's 817-392-7087.
And the dogs today that we saw
Baymax.
Baymax.
Freckles.
Okay, I love Freckles. And what was
And
it?
then this
And
is
Chuck.
That's Chuck.
Okay,
That's
so
Chuck.
if you're interested in any of those 3 dogs, but you've got quite a few, I actually looked last night. You have a German Shepherd that's on like code red, like
We
a
have
2-year.
like 10 plus German Shepherds right now.
I
So
mean,
if you want a German Shepherd, please come.
Labs, German Shepherds, you've got a little bit of everyone. And then you've got, it makes me feel better to go into a shelter where you know that people are caring for their animals. And that makes, it makes it a little bit easier. What happens if somebody adopts an animal and says, okay, this one's not it, but I want another one? Can they, do you guys have a,
They
you
can
say-
bring them back and they either get another animal or they come back
Okay,
and look later or just get their money back and decide what to do.
okay. You've been here for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been here almost 16 years.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
I
because-
enjoy every moment of it.
Good, good. Well, if you ever have a story about an animal or a dog or a cat or a rabbit that needs to be told, call me.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to come out. I
Definitely.
want to come out and do stories. I want to have happy endings, but if somebody's in trouble, we can all help.
Yes.
Is that good?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, look, guys, I got a new team, okay, to Pop Pals TV. I absolutely enjoyed my time with you guys. I'm hoping to come back really, really soon. I'd love to do an event. So please involve me. I mean, call me. That's it.
Yes.
I'll come out for
We
any
will.
reason. Whenever I come to Dallas, I've got to see Kay. Now I've got to come see you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I do spend a little bit of time at Trader Joe's and Northern Rack. So just FYI, okay? Give me an excuse to come back.
Exactly.
This is one of the cities, after spending some time with you guys, if I did move from the Lindell area, I'd like to move here just because of the community involvement in animals. So that makes everybody here Pop House. So guys, I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that if you're looking for an animal or a pet, I hate to say animal, but for a pet, Fort Worth. Okay, I'm impressed, and I hope that you guys are too. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Myself, Kat Lloyd,
Ginger.
Okay.
Tony
okay?
and Chuck. Don't forget
and
Chuck.
Chuck, okay? Just be a paw pal. Take this and share it. This is why we do this, so that we can network these animals to safety. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.